Brian Tessier here, Remax Real Estate Solutions, and I am honored to have the Barb Baker team. Barb.
Hello.
Everybody wants to introduce themselves. I think we have just partial team, by the way, right?
Partial
okay.
team.
Everyone introduce themselves?
I'm Kate. Hi, Kate Clemens.
Doug Craig.
Hi, Kim Coker.
All right, super cool. So we have an awesome day, awesome morning lined up, and we are just gonna go through some new construction that I have listed. So most of it's in the central north side, and we have the Lawrenceville loft. So let's go. We're gonna start off with the most unfinished, which is this one on Sandusky. As you can see, it's just framing. We're gonna walk around the back and see what's safe to walk through. We're only gonna get through the first floor because there's no steps or anything like that. As I mentioned, you have to go up a ladder. If anybody feels frisky, likes to do ladders, be my guest. But if not, then we'll just move on to the next one. Cool. So a little bit about this one. I know we talked about it, but I want to make sure we get on camera. Is it's going to be it's 2-car garage side by side, which is a big deal in the city. Having any off-street parking is a big deal, and then it's going to have a rooftop deck that's the whole footprint of the house, and you're going to be able to see the city, and you'll be able to throw a stone and hit Allegheny General Hospital. That's that close. So this is my own personal my first foray into development. I wanted to bring you through. You can see we have some damage down there to the neighbor's fence. Shit happens, we'll fix it. These guys are here every day, like sun up until about 4 or 5 p.m. So we're just in framing now. Framing kind of takes the longest because it's only one crew that does the framing. Once you're framed in, you have the electrician, the plumber, and everybody else come, and progress really picks up. Cool, any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you have an entry that's big enough for SUVs, no problem there, right?
Correct, so it's gonna be tall enough for SUVs. The garage, these trees are gonna go away. There's an alley in the back and there'll be a paved driveway. So you have 2-car side by side and 2-car driveway. That's the positive. The negative is we don't have any green space, which is a big deal for buyers, but it's city living and it's really hard to get both garage, driveway, and green space. We're gonna have a rooftop deck where we're probably gonna put down some thick thatch, green astroturf type stuff for dogs to run around. But right down the end of the road is the Allegheny Commons Park, and everybody takes their dogs and all that down there. And they come out on every step of the way, the city of Pittsburgh, to give us the next sign off and say, yep, it's done right. Now you can go and have the electric plumbing come in before you close the walls up. They have to come out and look at everything, sign off on that, then the drywall goes up, then they come out and sign off on the drywall, so you can't move to the next step until they get signed off on everything. So yeah, this is all done per code. What you're seeing here, this has been a year in the making. With the pandemic, maybe longer, but we've been trying to get this going with permits and architects and all that forever. So it's probably a 2-year process, maybe a little longer, for anybody interested in getting into this, from the time the thought goes in your head and you start writing checks to the time you collect checks. So, I mean, it's about 8 to 12 months of building physically, but it's the permitting and all that that's the problem. All right, so these houses are modular homes.
Oh, this is the ones, yes.
Yeah.
These are over in the Lawrenceville too. There's some modules.
I don't know, but not by me. These are the only modulars I have. This is my first experience with them.
Okay.
So there was a little backstory. I represented these developers as flippers over in Lawrenceville years ago. Had some success. This is their first foray into development. Obviously, their first foray into modular as well. There was a big house that was sitting on this lot facing that way, a white house. It had been there for maybe centuries, right? So you know that Mexican War Streets is very historical and very regulated. So they wanted them to renovate it and use it, which they wanted to, but there had been a hole in the roof for decades. So the whole house, and we walked through it, and I didn't even feel safe walking through it. The whole house had like sagged, even the brick outside had sagged down. So these developers who live in Maryland had to come and knock on everybody's door and get everybody to sign it and go to all these hearings to get that knocked down, which they paid $500,000 for all this, the land and that house. Knocked it down, put all these things on, and the advantage with modular is it's built in a climate controlled environment. Anytime you do stick built, it's going to have some in a climate like we live in, it's going to have snow and ice and water on it. So these are all individual houses. They are not touching. The only thing that's touching, there's airspace between each one, is the facade of the brick.
Oh, really? So
They're independent homes. They're not even row homes.
wow.
They're independent freestanding homes. There's like 2 or 3 inches of airspace between each one. But the facade on the front and facade on the back makes it look like it's all one big thing.
And do they put the brick on after it's in place
Yep,
then?
yep.
Just
After
bricklayers come back?
Yep, they just have a bricklayers come out and they come out and banged out the brick. So a little side note, oh shit, I just got paid to do this job. What's up?
Wow.
Too
Congratulations.
I always get paid. And the funny thing about this was, and these developers didn't really understand what they were doing and the ramifications, they had to pull up all these cobblestones to connect all of the utilities.
Oh, yes. And
So they had to pull all these up and get a permit. It cost a ton of money. They had to store these somewhere because people would steal them.
yeah.
And then they had to put them all back. It's an expense they have not
Is that
not
more
thought about.
expensive
Very
than cutting
labor
into a
intensive.
street?
100%. Yeah, dude, you can just cut into a street and remove that asphalt, throw it away, and just come and patch it when you're done. They had to account for each one and make sure it wasn't stolen. So there's 6 here total. I sold them all, and then 3 people backed out.
Oh.
COVID
So how many
fatigue,
are available?
COVID fatigue, 3.
3.
I'm gonna take you through 2 right now. So we'll go through 1607 first. It's done way more than Sandusky, but not as done as the rest of the properties I'm gonna show you. Rooftop deck time. If you have sunglasses, put them on. Best part of the trip so far? Got paid. Primary, we enjoy that big
Oh,
window
it is
again.
Nice. It's a good size.
Yeah. very-
Definitely could handle a king size bed.
Yep. Anytime you got a couch
Little
and an
sitting
ottoman, it's a pretty good size.
It's the size of a New York City apartment.
Yeah, I know this whole bedroom is. So we have a driveway. I'll take you down and show you. It's stone right now, but what they're going to do is an asphalt company will not come in just to do one little driveway. So we're waiting till all 6 are done, and they'll come in and asphalt all of them. So this is all brand new. They knocked all that down. It's been about 3 years in the making. A year because of COVID delay. It should have been done in 2, roughly. Take you in through the garage. So there are 24 condos in this building. It was the Ultimate House 2021. The top floor is 5 penthouses, $1 million and down. It's a 6-stop elevator, so it stops at every floor from the top all the way to from the bottom all the way to the top. We have in the very top a rooftop deck and what we call a sky lounge. So if you think out in Upper St. Clair, one of those super cool finished basements with a wine room and projector TV and bathroom, we took that and put it on the top and wrapped it in glass so you could use it 12 months a year. It's not gonna be as big as those ones, but it's really cool. Totally maintenance free. 1 set of elevators because we're a low rise. We do not have to have 2 elevators because we're not a high rise. We have 2 sets of staircases. Now, the early adopters got a price that was better. The early adopters got a price that was much better. We did price increases along the way. And up until May of 2021, you were able to pick your finishes. So we had a whole showroom full of finishes and the buyers picked out what they wanted. But after that date, Franjo, the builder, ordered everything because of the problems with getting stuff. The designer picked out for the ones that weren't sold. They ordered everything and they warehoused it, which is unheard of. Builders never do that. They just order as they need it.
Right.
So they ordered everything for all the rest of the building that wasn't sold, which is probably about half the building, and they warehoused it off site and brought it in.
That's such a bad idea.
This is a super great idea, yeah. So we will hit the number 4.
What's your
Number
connection here
4.
other than-
I'm the listing agent.
That's all? Okay.
I split it with another Remax agent, Sarah Madia.
I know, Sarah.
Yeah, Remax Select, and I'm with Remax Real Estate Solutions. So our office is right in Lawrenceville, right where that big cluster F was.
Yeah.
Our office is like right there. Sarah literally lives right behind that alley we came through. She lives in one of those houses. Little one bedroom, this is $429.
Now this would be great for that empty nester who comes here for just
Steeler games. We have one person that bought just because they come for Steeler games. I mean, that's kind of what you do when you downsize. We had a lot of people that came in, lookers, that, you know, I've got 8,000 square feet of worth of stuff. I'm like, well, you're gonna have to sell all that. I mean, it ain't gonna fit in anywhere in this building. This is all common, yeah. It's no charge to use it.
Nice
They
and
literally
clear.
just got it staged.
Oh,
Literally.
that's
I mean, not staged.
nice.
This is the furniture. This is real.
Okay, cool.
So everybody gets a
Very cool.
refrigerated wine locker. There's a projector here, and the screen comes down over the window to block out the light. Electric fireplace. Everybody gets one wine locker, yeah.
Nobody has any wine. Spend a lot of time up here, I think.
I would absolutely live up here.
Yeah.
This is like an extra living space. So if you buy a little unit, who cares? This is extra. You can either go outside or inside. Totally.